back to episode 3 of the BB4H podcast. You know, I was thinking pretty hard about what to do for this one, so I think I'm going to make it 2 things. Yeah. My first and second shroom trip that I've ever taken. And this is definitely a ride, because I wasn't really ready, now that I look back on it, to do shrooms for the first time. But I did them anyway, and I'm glad I did, because I wasn't in the best mindset, and now that I have done research on it and actually know better, I know that do not take a shroom trip in the wrong mindset or around the wrong people. So I was with my buddies. It was same people, Christian and Alan, and we've done a lot of drugs together. You'll hear a lot of stories about that. But we were driving, and I knew a person that sold mushrooms, grew them in their backyard too. I mean, they were pretty good mushrooms. I think they were golden teachers, the first ones I've ever done. So I got these mushrooms. I didn't take too many of them. I think I bought like 6 grams, and I gave like a gram to my friend Christian, a gram to Alan, and I took like 3 or 4, something like that. And if you don't know, that's enough to give you a pretty damn good trip. And it's not very visual. I would say it's more emotional. It really hits you in the chest, I feel, first. You feel a warm sensation come over you. Most of the time you get happier. You can feel it in your muscles and bones to start. Like if you have sore muscles, if you worked out the day before, then you're really gonna feel it in the muscles. But it's mainly a sensation that comes over you. It's like heightened emotions and sensations. It's definitely weird. But anyway, I took these while we were driving down the road to go to my friend's house. And I'm not gonna disclose the name at all of the friend's house that we went to. But we went there, and we pulled up in the driveway and everything. I'm probably like 5 minutes in, it's not kicking in yet. So I start smoking with my friends. We were hitting bongs and smoking blunts. And I'd say it took about 35 to 40 minutes for it to kick in. I was bet that I couldn't finish a bowl, clear a bowl without coughing, and I did it. And I think right when I did that, it started kicking in. And one of my friends house that we were at's girlfriend was one of my best friends since probably 6th grade. And she said something, I guess it just really didn't settle well with me. She was like, I saw your cat on the side of the road earlier, and I thought it was dead or something like that. And I hadn't seen my cat because I moved out of my dad's house when I was 17 for personal reasons. And I really missed my cat. So I just started bawling my eyes out, crying. I was hugging my friend and stuff. It was wild. And I didn't get much visuals. Not much. I didn't see very much. But it was very, I got heightened emotions. I was bawling my eyes out, and I hadn't cried in a long time. So, it was a good experience because of that. I like to cry now. It was solid. And the second time I did shrooms, I was with a different friend. And it was very heightened visuals. I did a different kind. I think it was penis envy or something like that. This is a different name. And these are pretty potent mushrooms. If you're not if you don't take mushrooms, don't take penis envy for your first trip, I would go with golden teacher because they're pretty light. They're very good for your first time. So I took these mushrooms, and I remember it was very visual. Like, the walls weren't melting, but they were definitely breathing. I could see the pulsing of the walls, and it's almost like you're connected to everything. Like, you feel a very strong sense of connectiveness, and it's very nice. You can't stop smiling. You laugh really hard. It's almost like you just smoked some really good weed and you're just sitting there giggling. And I think I was watching something on the TV, and I remember I just couldn't pay attention. It was all moving, and it was strange. I couldn't stop laughing. And that was probably my second time doing shrooms. I can't recommend it to you. Don't do drugs ever. But yeah, what else can we talk about? What other drugs have I done? I guess we'll talk about MDMA, because this is one that I regret, kind of. So it was like pure, really pure MDMA. You know, it was like crystalline form. It was the color that MDMA is, and it was tested and everything. So I tried it, and I just did a little bit, and I just snorted it like an idiot. Never snort drugs. And I didn't feel nothing at first, like usual. But I went to go pee, and I went into the bathroom, and I just remember feeling a huge sense of warm coming over my body, and very happy. I started sweating, and the lights were really they were bright as hell. I had to turn them off, and I was just like overwhelmed almost. It's not a very good experience. I mean, it's fun if you like uppers and partying, but I'm more of a weed type of guy. I like to chill. I do not recommend doing it. But the friend group that I was with really helped me through it. Like, they were really calm, and they weren't on drugs, so I think they were just drinking that night, so that made it easier for me. But yeah, I have a lot more shroom and psychedelic stories that I'm going to be saying, but I don't think I'm going to be doing podcasts very often. I think it's only going to be weekends, because I do have a strenuous job and I work crazy hours. So thank you for watching. This has been episode 3. Come back for the next one. One thing I did not mention before, which I should have, is that those 2 shroom trips cured my depression completely. It cured it for about 1.5 years, and I wasn't feeling any type of sadness. It was pure just work that I was doing. Something about it just clicks in your brain, and you're like, I don't need that side anymore. It's almost like ego death is how I would explain it. Like, you're not very self-conscious about what you're doing or how you look, and it really puts things in perspective. It seriously does, insanely. It'll cure your depression, depending on your mindset and how your bodily chemicals are. You might have a bad reaction to it. That's why I do not recommend, because I've seen people who've had bad reactions to it, and it all depends on your mindset. But yes, this has been episode 3. Again, thank you for watching.